tid. Ting tang ting nu til dig. Omkring ham dannede sneen hvid. Ting tang ting nu til dig.
And now, we have the topic of the episode show.
We have the topic of the episode show, TOTES as we call it.
Yes.
Kind of keep this separate from the gaming news because this is more interactive.
Yeah.
We want to be interactive with you people. We want to make sure that you guys get to tell us what you think about the things that you think.
So our TOTES episode,
Yeah.
our TOTES topic for this week is funniest games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that are really serious. There's a lot of games that are for kids, and there's other games that are just silly, or even stuff like one of the things I found in Final Fantasy 15, which apparently was a joke just for me because I talked to people who are really into Final Fantasy but they didn't get it. Is one of the characters is a chef, and he's sending you out for he's like, go get me a such and such breast and a thigh from this creature and these needles or meats or whatever, and Prompto says, well, why doesn't he just do it himself? I mean, he could just take his chef's knife and doink. Which was hilarious because there's a creature called Tonberry, and it slowly advances across the screen, and when it gets there, its attack with its chef knife is doink, and it hits for like 18,000 hit points and kills anybody. And I laughed my butt off, and I was not expecting that. And
Which wasn't in 7, so I didn't know.
Yeah, and Prompto like sing at the end after some battles, he'll be like da 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 da. That was awesome. So even if it's not a funny game per se, it can have moments that are just massively entertaining. And so we wanted to talk about that with you guys.
I think the Borderlands, for when it comes to recent games, the Borderlands franchise does a great job of this. The first one is great. The second one, Tiny Tina, is great. Ashley Birch did a great job with that.
Yeah. Tiny Tina is hilarious because she's like this 8-9-year-old. I mean, growing up in that world, you're going to be a little off in the head.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she's just all about the explosives. Another funny one is Scooter and
Scooter.
Scooter and what was that one? What was that? His cousin?
I forgot her name.
All right. So, anyways, it's this gigantic lady. Like she's like easily 300-400 pounds on Earth. I don't know what she weighs on Mars, but like
5+.
The idea is. She's just this massive, huge fat lady. And Boogie said that when he played that game and he got to that part, he was like, oh no, here comes the fat jokes.
Here comes the fat jokes, yeah.
And she actually has a quest, and she says that there were a bunch of people making fun of her, and they made like big old things to put on the front of their cars, and she's like, I think they're hilarious because I'm sexy and I want those things. And like she's proud of it, she owns it.
She owns it, yeah.
And there's also like various conversations you can hear over the radio where Scooter's talking about how hot she is, and she talks about how Scooter wants to hit on her.
Yep.
It's just one of those. All right, that's
it's an easily could have been very
very distasteful,
Yeah.
but they just took it, and all the characters are having fun with themselves. And then you got Claptrap, who's just a complete loser, and like there's a part where he's like, high five. No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'll just be waiting here. If you wanna high five me, I'll be here.
I think a lot of the humor. I think the humor helps set Borderlands apart. I think that's why it was such a big hit because you have a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff that comes out. I mean, there was a Mad Max game that came out, but the Borderlands, just the humor and it juxtaposes. The juxtaposition between the dystopian world of Pandora, and the humor that somehow comes out of it is perfect.
Yeah, and the main character, enemy character of Borderlands is the Psychos, who are absolutely from Mad Max. Yeah. But they just kind of took them to an extreme level and made them goofy.
Yeah. We can't. And speaking of villains, can't not talk about Handsome Jack. If we're talking about that.
Handsome Jack is. And Diamond Butt Ponies.
Yeah. Butt Stallion.
Butt Stallion, yeah.
Butt Stallion's great.
Have you seen Tyson's Butt Stallion shirt?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's there. Cool. Handsome Jack is a lot of fun, and like he talks to you through like the entirety of Borderlands 2, and he's like, well, I guess you blew up some stuff, but you're feeling pretty good about yourself now, and like it's a post-apocalyptic world, but it never gets depressing because it seems like everybody's having fun here, even the people you're blowing up.
Yeah.
And so it just, I don't know, it's just fun to watch the entire thing.
Yeah, I think another one of my favorite comedy games, which I don't know if you got to play, was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I've played some of it, and that is I don't know how that ended up on a Nintendo platform.
Yep. It's like the Animaniacs jokes that somehow got through censors.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how Nintendo was allowed this.
Yeah, but Animaniacs was at least usually subtle about it, or put it in a way that like kids wouldn't get it. But when you're bouncing on a flower's enormous breasts,
yeah,
like
or
there's
on things,
yeah. Or the giant poop monster, like nobody doesn't know what that is.
I just I had the Rare Replay on Xbox One, the Rare Replay, so I just gave that to my nephew, and I was giving it to him, and I'm like, wait, Conker's is on here. He's 9.
It'd be fine.
I'm like, he's fine. Yeah, so it's not anything that I know. I know he's already seen anything that's in that game.
Yeah.
But also some of the stuff that's in some of the cartoons nowadays, anyways. But it's like you said, it's more overt than Fingerprints.
Yeah.
In Animaniacs, which is still my favorite Animaniacs joke, which I can't wait to interview those guys because they're all.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I need to think of more things to ask Tess though, who played Dot, because I have tons of things to ask, and I feel bad because I have tons of things to ask Jess Harnell. And Robert Paulson.
Yeah.
I have so much to ask them, and I need to find other things to ask her. So we got some comments about this though. Word. Alex said, I think
that's Owen.
That's right. What's wrong with me?
Many things.
I'm on painkillers right now. Owen said he thinks one of the funniest games is Portal. I think the Portal Gladys is hilarious kind of like in a subtle claptrap way.
Yeah.
And the way that she can the way that she comments about different things throughout your playing is great, and it would have made the game really stale if you hadn't gotten that.
Yeah, and just adding that element into it is a really good thing. Blizzard in general, like they don't have like comedy games, but there is always a lot of humor to be found in Blizzard games in general.
Yeah, they like to add humor. They like to add inside jokes. There's a lot of fun stuff when it comes to Blizzard. I think that Chris also mentioned Bard's Tale sticks out for the original Xbox.
Okay, I haven't actually played that one.
It was actually a really good mix of the old Bard's Tale and trying to bring it to new, which I think was really good. It did not sell very well because the original Xbox did not sell very well.
Yeah.
He said my favorite moment from that game is if you smash barrels in the game, the barrel maker in town will get pissed off at you. Which is hilarious. I mean, it's like you're smashing pots as Link, and no one says anything. No one says anything as you're just picking up pots and throwing them. I throw them at people in the game.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
And they just don't even notice, and acknowledging that.
Yeah.
And then he says that if you keep doing it, he'll come to the conclusion that it's great for business because people have to come here and get barrels. He's like, yeah, just go smash all the barrels, and they'll have to come to me.
So he also said, Armed and Dangerous. It's basically if Monty Python made a video game. I have not played that.
Armed and
Dangerous. So, and I love Monty Python, so I'm all about that.
There you go. Also, we had a comment that was talking about. I've completely forgotten what it was.
Oh.
Christian was talking about it.
I don't know. I'm
Anyway,
on painkillers. I got excuses.
Yeah. But the game that's coming out, Bulletstorm.
Yes.
That game looks hilarious.
Bulletstorm is funny because of obviously the point system for as ridiculous of things that you can do. It's funny. It's not quite as overt funny as Borderlands, but it's very very similar in my opinion to that, which makes sense why the two of them paired up. Which I loved Bulletstorm, and I've found out apparently a lot of people online saw me talking about Bulletstorm and said that game was trash. What are you talking about? And that game was fun. So. Yeah, I don't care.
Christian Michaels though had also mentioned Stanley Parable, which that game is like I'm not gonna say a whole lot about it, but like however you choose to play that game, that is absolutely a comedy game, and it's basically a riff on the ideas and game design and how games work and stuff like that. And then there's other games that used to be funny. Duke Nukem. I mean, you still think he's funny.
Duke Nukem, the original. If you play the original games, it's funny.
That's not the original Duke Nukem.
You're talking about the original side scroller. Okay,
original
I'm talking about
Duke
Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
If you play Duke Nukem 3D, it's funny.
Yeah,
but it's like, okay, yeah, that's not right, but it's funny. Now the Duke Nukem Forever, no, that's not funny.
Yeah.
Now I'm hoping that Duke in Bulletstorm.
Well,
that makes sense.
That seems like an excellent marriage.
I think he's gonna have some really cool commentary on whatever's going on, which I'm okay with. That's what I think is gonna be fun.
In fact, I think that is the best chance that Duke has for a good marriage.
Yes, it is. I don't think this category would be right if we didn't mention the LucasArts games like Curse of Monkey Island.
Yeah.
And Grim Fandango.
The adventure genre. Like, have you played King's Quest?
Yes.
The new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That game is hilarious.
Yes. I think that Telltale doesn't do that because they're doing more serious adventure games, but.
We might get it with Guardians, though.
Yeah, I think
Guardians could be a really funny game, but the adventure genre lends itself really, really well to like a dry humor.
Yes,
which is one of my favorite styles of humor.
Yeah.
And then like you have, I mean, you have Vincini from Princess Bride in King's Quest.
Yes,
and that guy is hilarious.
Yeah. So Wallace Shawn's great in that. I mentioned on the last news show, if you guys watch our news or listen to it on the podcast, I mentioned the dueling in Curse of Monkey Island.
Yeah.
And that is done through insults and answer. It's a call and answer. You have to have the correct response to the insult so that way their insult backfires on them. Yeah. There's a lot of humor in the game of ridiculous things that you do with chickens and all that. But I think that part of the game really sets it apart. And Full Throttle has some really funny stuff as well. Some really good stuff from Mark Hamill. But Grim Fandango, I think, was hilarious. A lot of the subtle jokes in those games, and not so subtle jokes in those games, are great. And I'm glad King's Quest did so well. Because I love it. I will pay for King's Quest 2.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if they can get that kind of talent again.
Oh yeah.
Because he's the perfect Grant.
I hope so. Having him, I really would love if Christopher Lloyd would come back. But if he doesn't, I would like some voice talent like Alan Tudyk to show up. I'd like some Jason Segel. He doesn't do a lot of voice stuff, and I think he should.
Yeah.
The reason that I say that is because in the first King's Quest we had Wallace Shawn playing Vincini, and we don't have Andre the Giant with us anymore. Yeah. But Jason Segel's Andre the Giant's pretty dead on. Yeah. So to have that, I mean, there's so many different things. I would like more. I liked the subtle references. I would like more subtle references to things in pop culture that shouldn't be there. I like those. I
also like it when you're playing through a serious game and like you're really intense and in the moment, and then they'll just like throw an in joke in the middle of it, so that if you don't know about it, you're not even gonna catch like the chef's knife joke.
Yep,
that was for me,
and that went completely over my head. I'm like, all right, you got to explain this. Because you sent me the video clip, which we're gonna have.
I thought it was hilarious.
Which keep sending me any clips, because that's gonna be that's a Final Fantasy Moments playlist that's gonna be on there. They're all short little things that we thought were interesting.
Seconds and just moments of entertainment.
Of entertainment, anything funny, over the top, cool. Yeah. I'll throw it in there. I think that it's cool. It also, I think when a game developer does that, it shows that they think highly of us. Yeah. And they can go, okay, we're going to make this joke. If you get it, cool. If you don't, oh well.
We're not going to beat you over the head with the joke and make sure you get it, which was part of the, gameplay issues aside, part of the thing with Duke Nukem Forever is like it had one joke and it kept telling the same joke over and over.
Alien boobs.
Yeah.
Over and over.
So, if you have funny games that we missed in our conversation, then let us know about them, and maybe we'll go check them out. Because Chris had a couple of suggestions of games that we haven't played.
Exactly.
We like laughing. So you keep laughing, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.